welcome back to my studio. If you're new here, my name is Morgan and I make all things party and event. And today I want to show you how to put together this 6-petaled flower. It's made from a single 260 balloon and these make great accents on larger balloon arrangements, or you could add a stem to this and have a beautiful single flower. So follow along and I'll show you how to make it. To start off this project, I'm going to use a hand pump to inflate my 260 balloon to 3 pumps of air. This is about half of the 260 balloon length and looks about like this. So once I've got the air inside, I'm just going to tie a simple knot into the end, and then I'm going to run my hands over the entire length of the balloon to soften up the latex. Starting with the nozzle end of the balloon, I'm going to put a bend in the balloon to create our first petal. Now this bend should be about 3 fingers width long, and you're going to take the nozzle end and the edge of the balloon and you're going to pinch it between your thumb and your forefinger and twist the balloon 3 times. Then once you've got your first petal made, you're going to take the nozzle and press it through the center of that twist, and that's going to lock everything together. I'm then going to squeeze the next section of balloon a couple times to soften up the latex, and then I'm going to bend the balloon underneath the twist that we've currently made so that it matches the size of our first petal. I'm then going to put my thumb right on that first twist, pinch the balloon, and twist it once again. I'm then going to repeat this for my third petal, making sure I soften, bend it under so it's the same length, pinch it right in the center, and then twist it a couple times. Now once you have the third petal created, you want to make sure you lock these petals in place, because if you let go at this point, it'll all just unravel. So I'm going to take the tail of the balloon and take it over the top of my flower, around the backside, and then back up to where it started. And this will secure everything in place, and we'll repeat this step after we create every petal now. So loosen up the balloon, fold it under, and keep adding petals. The key to these flowers looking really pretty is consistency in the size of the sections you're making your petals out of. So you may find a spot where you didn't squeeze the balloon very hard, so that part of the balloon is stiffer and that petal is bigger and looks different. You may also find that as you get to the 5th and 6th petals, it can be a little difficult to gauge the size of the petal you're creating because you're having to pinch between all of those different petals. So if you get to a point where you make a petal and you don't like the sizing of it, or it looks a little different, just go ahead and untwist it and try and size it again. So here you can see once I get to this 6th petal, the last one can be a little stiff. So I'm going to bend it over and I'm trying to gauge it here, but it looks a little too big. So once I get it twisted on, I found that I didn't really like the shape of it, so I just untwisted it and then refolded and twisted once again. Now once you've got your 6 petals, you'll want to do a little bit of arranging because they may be a little higher and some may be a little lower. Just even out the spacing between all of those and play with it until it's nice and flat. Then bring the tail of the balloon up into the middle so it's sitting on top of all of those petals. To make the center of the flower, I'm going to put a 1-inch bubble right on top of these petals and just twist the balloon about 1 inch from where those petals stop. Then without letting go of the tail of the balloon, I'm going to tuck that tail between 2 petals, taking it behind and bringing it back up onto the top. Now it looks like a bean at the moment, so I'm just going to rotate that bubble over so it's nice and round on top. At this point, you could take the remaining tail of the balloon and put it underneath and use it as kind of a mini stem for this flower, but for my purposes, I'm actually going to nip the very end of this balloon and let out the remaining air that's in the tail. I'm just going to secure the tail in place by wrapping it a couple times through the petals and then bringing it so that it sits on the back side of this flower. I'm leaving the tail attached because I'll use this as an anchor point to secure this to one of my balloon arrangements later. But if you don't need it as an anchor point, you can always trim away that excess balloon. Now I'm just going to go through and arrange all of my petals in the center point until I'm pleased with their placement, and that's it. That's how you make a 6-petaled flower. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe below. I'd love to have you join our creative community as I do all kinds of balloon and event projects just like this one. So until the next time, you can check out some of my other videos over here. And remember, stay creative, everybody. Bye!